All right, everyone, get ready for a deep dive. Today, we're going to help you totally ace that drill operator interview you've got coming up.
And to make sure you're super prepared, we've got some amazing insider info from RoleCatcher. We're talking real interview questions and the best ways to approach them.
Plus, we'll even touch on how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a serious advantage. But first, let's set the scene a little bit.
All right, picture this.
You're walking into the interview room, feeling good.
The hiring manager looks up, smiles, and says,
Can you tell us about your experience operating drilling equipment?
"Sounds simple enough, right?"
Sure, but how do you make your answer really stand out?
Well, you definitely want to show off your expertise, but you also need to highlight the things they're really looking for.
Like what?
Safety, efficiency, and problem solving, for sure.
Right.
Don't just give them a list of the drills you've operated. Talk about specific projects where you had to think on your feet.
Ooh, I like that. Give me an example.
Okay, so maybe you had to adapt your drilling techniques because of a tricky formation, or maybe you had to fix a malfunction under pressure. That's the kind of stuff they want to hear.
So it's about telling a story, not just reciting facts.
Exactly. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be a total game changer. It analyzes job descriptions to figure out exactly what the hiring manager is looking for.
Whoa, that's really cool. So it's like a cheat sheet, but in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to another common question.
Okay, hit me.
How do you ensure that drilling equipment is properly maintained and in good working condition?
This one seems to be about more than just knowing how to operate the drill.
You're right on the money. It's about showing them you're responsible and detail-oriented.
So how do you make your answer shine?
Go beyond just routine checks. Talk about that time you spotted a potential problem during an inspection and prevented something major from happening.
Ooh, I get it. Like being proactive and going the extra mile.
Exactly. Maybe you even came up with a better system for logging maintenance activities.
That's awesome. Okay, now let's talk about safety. I can't imagine anything more important on a drilling rig, right?
Couldn't agree more. And the interviewers are going to feel the same way. They'll definitely ask questions like, how do you ensure that drilling operations are conducted safely?
Oh, for sure. That's a classic.
Or maybe, what steps do you take to mitigate risks on a drilling site? These are your chances to show them you're a true safety champion.
Okay, I'm ready. Give me all the insider tips.
It's not enough to just talk about safety gear and procedures. You have to show them that you really live and breathe those principles.
So tell a story about a time you went above and beyond.
Exactly. Maybe you identified a hazard, even a small one, and took action right away. Or maybe you came up with a new safety protocol that exceeded the usual standards.
I'm seeing a pattern here. Stories are key.
You got it. They make your answers more engaging, more memorable, and more believable. And don't forget, RoleCatcher skills guides are packed with information on safety protocols and best practices.
Oh, right. So you can use those to really make your answers specific and impressive.
Exactly. All right, we've talked about experience, maintenance, and safety. What's next?
What else could they throw at us?
How about this? How do you handle unexpected situations or emergencies during drilling operations?
Whoa, that's a tough one. Drilling can be so unpredictable.
That's why this question is so important to them. They want to know you can stay calm and make good decisions under pressure.
So what's the secret to acing this kind of question?
Be ready with a good story. Think about a time when things got really challenging on the rig. Maybe there was a sudden equipment failure or a change in geological conditions.
Oh yeah, those moments when you really had to think on your feet.
Exactly. Walk them through the problem, the steps you took, and how it all turned out.
And of course, emphasize what you learned from the experience.
Absolutely. It shows you're always growing and improving. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about those records and reports that are so important in drilling.
Yeah, it might not be the most exciting part of the job, but I'm sure it comes up in the interview.
Definitely. They might ask, how do you maintain accurate records of drilling operations? It might sound boring, but it's actually a test.
A test of what?
Your organizational skills, attention to detail, and ability to follow procedures. All super important for a drill operator.
So how do you make this answer interesting?
Talk about specific systems or software you've used for data logging and reporting. Mention anything you've done to improve record-keeping processes.
So you're not just a button pusher. You're a meticulous record keeper.
Exactly. And guess what? RoleCatcher's career guides can give you insights into industry standards for documentation.
Oh, wow. So you can really tailor your answers to impress them.
You got it.
This is all such great advice. I'm already feeling more confident about that interview.
Awesome.
What else should we cover?
Let's talk about something a little bigger picture.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
They might ask something like, where do you see yourself in 5 years within the drilling industry? Or What are your long-term career goals?
Ah, the classic career aspirations questions.
They want to see that you're ambitious and committed to growing in your career.
Okay, so how do we knock these answers out of the park?
Before you even walk into that interview, do your homework. Familiarize yourself with the typical career path for a drill operator.
Makes sense. Know what you're aiming for.
Right, and RoleCatcher's career guide actually breaks down the stages really well, from entry level to senior positions.
Oh, wow. So you can really see where you fit in.
Exactly. And don't be shy about mentioning specific areas you're interested in, like offshore drilling or even leadership roles.
I love that. Showing them you've got a plan.
Absolutely. All right, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Oh, there's more.
there is. But for now, let's take a quick break. Stay tuned because we've got even more interview insights and career advice coming your way.
Sounds good. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Hope you're ready for more.
Definitely. Let's dive back into those interview questions.
All right, how about this one? How do you ensure that drilling operations are conducted efficiently and within project timelines?
Sounds like a project management question.
It is. They want to see you can handle multiple tasks, even under pressure.
So how do we showcase those skills?
Think of a project where you had to juggle a lot of things at once.
Okay, like what?
Maybe you had to coordinate different teams or adjust the plan because of unexpected problems.
Oh, yeah, like when the weather throws a wrench in things.
Exactly. Highlight how you kept everything moving forward while staying on budget and keeping everyone safe.
I bet RoleCatcher's AI could help structure those responses too.
For sure. It can pick out the keywords in the job description and suggest ways to highlight your most relevant experience.
That's super helpful. All right, what's next?
Let's get a bit more technical. Can you describe your experience with drilling in different types of formations?
Okay, now we're talking. This is where you get to show off your real expertise.
Exactly. They want to know you can adapt your techniques based on the ground conditions.
So, like different rock types and stuff.
Yep. Think of projects where you had to deal with tricky formations, maybe unstable ground, variations in rock density, or even the presence of water or gas.
Sounds challenging.
It can be, but it's also where your skills really shine. Talk about how you adjusted the drilling parameters, the equipment you used, and the safety precautions you took.
So basically, show them you can handle anything they throw at you.
Exactly. And remember those RoleCatcher skills guides we mentioned, they can really help you prepare for these kinds of questions.
Right, because they cover all sorts of drilling techniques and best practices.
They do. Okay, moving on.
Okay, what else is there?
Let's talk about environmental responsibility.
Oh, that's a big one these days.
It is. They might ask something like, how do you ensure that drilling operations are conducted in compliance with environmental regulations?
So they want to know you take it seriously.
Absolutely. Be ready to discuss specific regulations, permits, and waste management procedures.
And any initiatives you've taken to minimize environmental impact.
Exactly. Show them you're committed to responsible drilling.
Okay, got it. What about those leadership questions we talked about earlier?
Good point. They might come back to those.
Like, can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision during drilling operations?
That's the one. It's all about showing you can think clearly under pressure and make tough calls.
Right, and explain your thought process.
Exactly. Walk them through how you weighed different factors, assessed the risks, and made the best decision for the situation.
It doesn't have to be some crazy life or death situation, right?
Nope. Even something like deciding to halt operations due to a minor safety concern shows you prioritize doing things right.
That's good to know. So leadership, decision-making, environmental responsibility, what else?
How about budget management?
Ah, the money question.
Right. They might ask, how do you ensure that drilling operations are conducted within budget constraints?
So they want to see you understand the financial side of things.
For sure. Think of examples where you had to find cost-effective solutions or optimize resource allocation.
Maybe even negotiate a good deal on a contract.
Exactly. Show them you're mindful of the budget and always looking for ways to improve efficiency.
Without compromising safety or quality, of course.
Absolutely. And guess what? RoleCatcher's AI can analyze those budget-related keywords in the job description and help you tailor your answers.
Wow, RoleCatcher really does have a tool for everything.
It does. Okay, we've covered a lot in this section. Anything else you're wondering about?
Any other curveball questions they might throw our way?
They might ask about your experience with specific equipment, safety protocols, or troubleshooting technical problems. But no matter the question, just remember to stay calm and show them what you know.
That's great advice.
And don't forget to show your passion for the industry.
Right. Enthusiasm goes a long way.
It does. Okay, before we move on to the final part of our deep dive,
Oh, there's more.
there is. Let's take a quick pause and we'll be right back with some final thoughts and advice.
All right, we're back, ready for the final stretch of our drill operator deep dive.
Absolutely. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about what comes after you ace that interview.
Right, getting the job is just the first step.
Exactly. And this is where those RoleCatcher career guides really come in handy. They're not just for interview prep, they can help you navigate your entire career.
Oh, wow, so it's like having a roadmap for your career journey.
You got it. They break down the different stages, from entry level to junior to senior positions, and outline the skills and responsibilities at each level.
So you can see exactly where you fit in and what you need to do to move up.
Right, and they even give you an idea of the potential salary you can expect at each stage.
That's super helpful. What about those skills guides we've been talking about? Do they come in handy after you get the job too?
Absolutely. They're amazing for continuous learning and development.
So even once you're on the job, you can keep using RoleCatcher to improve your skills and stay up to date.
Exactly. Let's say you're interested in specializing in offshore drilling. RoleCatcher has a skills guide specifically for that, covering everything you need to know.
That's incredible. It's like having a personalized training manual for any direction you want to take your career.
And the best part is, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your current skills and experience and recommend areas where you might want to focus your development efforts.
So it's like having a personal career coach right in your pocket.
You got it. It's all about helping you reach your full potential and achieve those long-term career goals we talked about earlier.
All right, so we've covered interview prep, career progression, continuous learning. Anything else we should touch on before we wrap things up?
There's one more thing that's often overlooked: networking.
Oh, yeah, the importance of connections.
Exactly. Building relationships with other people in the industry can open up so many opportunities.
But where do you even begin with networking?
Well, RoleCatcher actually has a whole section on that too. They have tips on attending industry events, joining online forums, and even building your professional profile.
Wow, they really have thought of everything.
They have. They want you to succeed not just in getting the job, but in building a fulfilling and successful career.
Well, I think we've given our listeners everything they need to ace that drill operator interview and launch an amazing career.
I agree. We've covered the key questions, the best strategies, and all the resources you need to prepare.
Now it's time to put it all into practice.
Right, go out there and make it happen.
Before we sign off, I want to leave everyone with one final thought. As you embark on this journey, remember, it's not just about the technical skills. It's about the mindset. Be curious, be adaptable, be a problem solver, and never stop learning.
Absolutely. The drilling industry is full of challenges and opportunities, and with the right attitude and the right tools, you can achieve anything.
We're so excited for you and everything that lies ahead.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
And good luck with that interview. You got this.